for joining us on AFL Riverina TV. I'm Lauren Markham. Finals are upon us in the Farrer League, and shortly, Hawks full forward Marc Geppert will be joining me in the studio. First, though, a reminder of what's in store. On Saturday at Marrar Oval, the Magpies take on North Wagga, who landed that important top three spot after Temora was rolled at Colliamberley. That result means the Roos and Blues do it all again this Sunday in Ganmain. While East Wagga enjoy the week off, Marrar, of course, were most unlucky. Tipped out of fifth spot after they lost to North Wagga. We caught up with the coaches after the game. Firstly, Chad Hamblin, who was rapt to be going into the finals with a second chance.
Obviously losing 3 of the last 4 and then giving Temora the third spot and then relying on Collie to knock off Temora. We thought we were a pretty long shot, but Collie come the goods, mate, and we obviously come the goods today, so we're pretty stoked to get the double chance and have a go at Rock next week. So I think probably our accountability is probably the biggest thing that needs to improve. I'm very happy today with the way the boys ran and things like that, but just more so the accountability in the midfield. They've got a pretty good midfield, the Rock, so we're going to have to be onto them pretty quick with their spread, and also their backline, mate, they get a very good 2 and 3 phase footy going, so our forwards are going to have to be very aware of that next time.
Wasn't particularly high scoring today, but there was some open footy. What were you pleased about that your blokes did today?
Yeah, look, very pleased about our run. Our handball receives, our run and carry. The boys took the game on. We've got quite a few quick blokes, so it was great to see those blokes break a few lines and kick the ball long. It was just all over the ground. I was happy with the way the effort the boys put in and just the hunger.
It was just probably execution on occasions. It was a game with a lot of turnovers. It wasn't so much a scrap as a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, it was a lot of turnovers, and that's probably one thing that we have been we're trying to work on in the last probably 6 to 7 weeks, and we've still got a bit of improving to do. But we just got to hope that next week we can fix that up. And you can't have turnovers against the good sides. That's when they punish you, and that's exactly what the Rock done to us last time we played them that last quarter. So
yeah, a lot of good performers today. Who were you most happy with though?
Yeah, look, there's probably been 2 standouts for us all year, and that's been Jeremy Luffy, my little brother Kirky. They played absolute cracking games today. They really led from the front. Luffy just ran all day, didn't lose a contest, and Kirky just ran the ball, mate. He's just he's sort of our barometer. So when those 2 boys are up, we're up. So that was our 2 key performers.
And Waddy had another good game. He got a lot of the ball as well. He was instrumental in patches where you look good, I think.
Yeah, well, look, mate, he's probably the other bloke too. He was dynamite today. When he gets the ball, he just puts the jets on, mate, and he goes, "Oh, I wish I had that speed."
Another bloke I noticed in the second half was Ben Alexander. He just suddenly popped up and just kept getting the ball over on this wing here. Yeah,
look, Bean's had a very up and down season, and he knows that, which is probably the best thing about Bean. But today, he really came up with the goods, and he breaks lines really well. He takes the game on. He's a nice long kick of the footy. So yeah, I was very pleased to see Bean have a really good game today.
When I was appointed back in September, we had a good list and we were able to build on it, but just over the way we just kept losing blokes and losing key blokes. Out of the side that we planned on that we were going to have. You take Nathan Smith, smudge out of it. Take Brad Turner, the best forward in the league, besides probably Gepp, and to a lesser like myself out of it, it takes a lot away from your spine. All of a sudden you throw a Bryce Grates out of it, and it was the story of our year, but that's footy, eh? That is football.
First quarter, you must have been reasonably pleased with how things were going and thinking things were looking up.
Yeah, it probably just, it was an example of our year. When we were up and about, geez, we looked good. We were dangerous. But when we were down, just silly, fundamental mistakes that you shouldn't be making at this level of footy. So,
to a certain extent, both teams are a little bit guilty of poor options. There'd be some great play and then a poor option on the end of it. But North Wagga, when they got up and about, they can be hard to run with cost for the whole game, can't they?
Correct. And that's the thing. The footy that we wanted to play was risk footy. Like, you just take risks at all time. And I'm sure that's what Chads and Dows are telling those blokes, because with their speed, you got to take risks, and when they execute it, they're as good as anyone in the comp.
It's a hard way to go out of the finals too, but I guess your own words are ringing in your head still that you really needed to control your own destiny to be sure, didn't you?
At the end of the day, Pete, we probably didn't deserve to be in it. If we had won, we believed we deserved to be in there. But when you're relying on percentage to get you in, it's not worth it.
A deeply disappointed Nick Casey there, and we thank him for speaking with us in the circumstances. Marc Geppert joins us now. Gep, congratulations on your 111 goals this season and on earning the week off because of the finals. So will you be at Marrar Oval on the weekend to watch the Rock and North Wagga?
Probably not. That's just a personal thing. I don't really like going to watch the opposition. I think about the games too much as it is, especially in finals. So it'll be good just to probably refresh. We're going to have a training run on Saturday as well, so that'll take up a bit of the afternoon and just relax more so than think about footy.
And your last date with the Magpies, you only just scraped home in the end. Was Gav a little disappointed that you didn't finish off better on that day?
Yeah, I reckon that day, I think we were always sort of in control that game, whereas I reckon the first round it felt like it could have gone either way. The last round it did end up only being 5 points, but we sort of led for most of the game and just sort of really took the foot off in the last 5 or 10 minutes. So yeah, it was probably a disappointing way to finish the game. And look, if you do that in finals, you can be on the other end of it. So yeah, look, we were lucky to come through with a 5-point win in that game.
Now, good strong wins over CSU, Marrar and the Jets in the last 3 weeks, but they did come at a cost with injuries to Ben Absalom and Stu Bridie. How big of a concern is it to lose those two?
It's a massive blow for us on the eve of finals. They're our number 1 and number 2 in our BNF last year. So two of the very similar player too. So they're quick. They like to carry the ball and run with the ball a lot. So to lose those two blokes on the eve of finals is huge. But the good thing about East Wagga at the moment is our depth. So hopefully there is a couple of blokes that can come in and fill the void. And look, who knows what happens with their injuries? I think they're meant to be 5 to 6 week injuries, but anything can happen. But at the moment, we're planning on going into the finals without them.
Well, look, like you said, anything can happen. And I guess Ben said he's resigned to the fact that he probably, won't be playing again this year. But I imagine he will be doing all he can to get his Achilles injury right if you guys do make grand final.
Yeah, well, look, if that's the case, then that's fantastic. We've obviously got to still make the grand final. A lot can happen between now and then. We've just got to focus on our game next week against whoever the opposition is. And that's the thing about finals. You've just simply got to worry about your own game. If you turn up on the day and you play, hopefully that's good enough. But as we found out last year, if you turn up and you don't play the right brand of footy, then you can quite easily be on the end of a 10-goal thrashing like we were in the grand final last year. So if we do make it to the grand final and those blokes make it, that's fantastic. But as I said, at the moment, we're planning on playing without them, and we've got to make it first.
And how much does that grand final loss last year hurt? And have you ever watched it back?
I've watched it once. That was enough. So, yeah, it's not something that you like to watch all the time. But, yeah, look, that's a prime example of finals footy. We played Temora 4 times during the year. We won on all 4 occasions. We come out in the grand final. They were clearly a better side on the day and they beat us by 60 points. So they're the things that can happen in finals footy. And to be honest, you go back to square one in finals and that's how we're going to approach it. We just need to play our brand of footy and hopefully that's good enough on the day.
Look, and as we said, 111 goals for the season. Does that put any pressure on you come finals?
It does, but I think as a key forward, the pressure's always there. Your job is to kick goals, and if you're not doing that, well, you're obviously not contributing to what you're meant to be doing. So, yeah, look, I think the 111, I think that's just a number. As I said, as a key forward, your job is to kick goals. It doesn't matter if it's in the finals or not. But as any bloke will tell you, when you're playing finals footy, the pressure and everything does go up, 10 or 15%. So it certainly adds to that. But, yeah, look, if I can contribute on the scoreboard with 4 or 5 goals and hopefully, Christian and Jacko and guys like that can do the same. We've now got James Hodges that can kick goals as well. And then we've got our smaller forwards, Ryan Campbell and Nathan Scott that have been contributing as well. So I think if we get that even spread, that'll be a long way in helping us to get where we need to.
And what about your combination with Christian Kelly? How's that been?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's certainly taken a bit of pressure off being that sort of the only key forward deep in our forward line. Kel's been fantastic. I think he's kicked 40 odd goals from about 7 games, which is a pretty good return. And he's played in finals footy before, and he's pretty experienced. So we'll be looking forward to him stepping up in the finals as well and helping us go one better.
Now, if we do break down the other teams a bit, the Rock. They've got some experienced players. North Wagga are young, they're quick and they can move the ball well. Temora were coming along well, but losing Matt Harpley is kind of a blow to them. And Colliamberley, they could be the wild card sneaking into the 5 at the last minute. They all play different types of football. Who would you least like to play in the grand final?
Once again, we've got to make it to the grand final. So, as I said, we've got to do a little bit between now and then. But look, I think as I said before, Temora, prime example. Last year we beat them, 4 times during the year. We played them in the grand final. They absolutely give us a toweling. So I don't really think it matters who you play in the grand final. If your brand of footy is good enough to win you a game when you play that well on your day, I think that's how you need to look at it. I think we just need to worry about a game at a time, and look, the opposition will take care of themselves. But as you know, anything can happen on a final or a grand final day, and that's how we've got to approach it.
And in Sunday's elimination final, Temora and Colliamberley, is it difficult playing the same side 2 weeks in a row? And who do you think will come out on top in Ganmain?
That'll be a tough one. I think Ganmain, it probably suits both Temora and Colliamberley. They're both pretty physical sides. Ganmain's a bit of a smaller ground, so I think Colliamberley's bigger bodies will help, but I think just the class and the experience of Temora might get them over the line. But yeah, in terms of playing each other back to back, week after week, I think it's the same for both teams. They both take out, I suppose, they work out their opposition. So in terms of who it probably works in their favour, I don't really think it matters for both of them. Once again, that whoever plays their type of footy on the day, whoever turns up wins the game.
Well, thanks for coming in. Enjoy your week off, and best of luck come finals.
Thanks, Lauren.